Have you ever noticed how some people seem to glide through life with purpose, clarity, and unstoppable momentum, while others struggle endlessly, searching for answers that never come? The truth is, life is full of hidden lessons, lessons that can change the course of your journey if you learn them once and truly embrace them. These lessons are not taught in schools. They are not handed to us in neat packages. They are discovered in the stories of those who dared, failed, and rose again, the ones who left footprints for us to follow. In this video, we will uncover 5 life lessons inspired by 5 extraordinary people, each of whom faced tremendous obstacles, yet turned their challenges into power, wisdom, and legacy. From inventors to leaders, athletes to visionaries, these lessons will not just inspire you, they will reshape the way you live, think, and act. By the end of this journey, you will see life with new eyes. You will understand why perseverance matters more than talent, why self-belief can move mountains, and why embracing change can open doors you never imagined. Most importantly, you will realize that learning these lessons once can improve your life forever. So sit back, open your mind, and let us walk together through the stories that teach us how to live, how to grow, and how to flow with life itself. Chapter 1, Perseverance, the unyielding spark of Thomas Edison. Imagine a dimly lit workshop, cluttered with wires, glass, and scraps of metal. The smell of smoke lingers in the air, and the faint glow of flickering bulbs casts dancing shadows on the walls. In the middle of this chaos sits a man hunched over a table, eyes bloodshot, fingers covered in soot, yet his spirit unbroken. This man is Thomas Edison. Most people know Edison as the man who invented the light bulb, but very few understand the thousands of failures, the relentless hours of trial, and the unshakable determination that led to his triumph. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Pause for a moment and imagine that. 10,000 failures, each one a lesson in disguise, each one a whisper from life urging him to keep going. How many of us would have given up after the 10th attempt, or even the 100th? Edison teaches us that perseverance is not just trying. It is refusing to surrender to temporary defeat. The workshop of dreams. Edison's life was a testament to what it means to keep moving forward when the odds are stacked against you. Every day, he experimented with new materials for filaments, tested electrical circuits, and refined designs that seemed destined to fail. Sparks flew, wires melted, bulbs shattered. And yet, he returned day after day, unflinching. Life Lesson 1. Perseverance requires embracing failure as a teacher, not a tormentor. Every setback is not a wall. It's a stepping stone, a signal that your path is still unfolding. Many called Edison stubborn, others called him obsessive. But the truth is, he understood something profound. Failure is a dialogue with reality. If you listen carefully, it teaches you how to succeed. The moment the light turned on, after countless trials, one night in 1879, something remarkable happened. A filament glowed steadily, brilliantly, as if a captured star had been tamed and held in his hands. Edison had succeeded. He had illuminated the darkness, not just with a bulb, but with a lesson. Perseverance turns impossible dreams into reality. Life Lesson 2. Success is rarely sudden. It is a result of consistent effort, patience, and small, deliberate actions. Like a sculptor chiseling stone, each moment of persistence shapes your destiny, even when results are invisible. Edison's story reminds us that the journey matters as much as the destination. The nights of frustration, the smell of burnt filaments, the endless tinkering, these were not obstacles. They were the crucible that forged brilliance. Think about your own life. How many ideas, dreams, or goals have you abandoned because the path seemed too difficult? How often have you measured success by immediate results rather than the gradual unfolding of effort? Edison teaches us that the secret of perseverance is seeing failure as temporary and effort as eternal. He did not despise mistakes. He cherished them. Each failure whispered a lesson, and he listened, turning perseverance into action. Here are some practical life lessons from Edison. 1. Redefine failure. Every failed attempt is a discovery, a clue guiding you toward success. Don't fear it. Analyze it. Learn. Adapt. 2. Persist quietly. Edison did not boast about every experiment. He focused, worked tirelessly, and let results speak louder than words. 3. Focus on incremental progress. Big achievements are often the sum of countless small steps. Celebrate progress, not perfection. 4. Embrace discomfort. Growth requires pushing boundaries and enduring temporary hardship. Edison worked long nights in cold, smoky workshops, but he thrived there. 5. Cultivate patience. The world rewards those who keep moving, even when results are invisible. Persistence compounds like interest. Over time, it becomes unstoppable. The deeper lesson: perseverance is not just about reaching goals. It is about training your mind, refining your character, and discovering resilience you didn't know existed. Edison's journey teaches us that success without perseverance is luck. Perseverance without purpose is wasted effort. But when the two meet, persistent effort guided by vision, extraordinary breakthroughs occur. Life lesson 3. Your persistence defines you more than your talents. Edison was not the most gifted, nor the smartest in his workshop, but he was unyielding, and that unyielding nature turned ideas into reality. Imagine a young inventor today, discouraged after repeated failures. Picture them sitting alone, ready to give up, and then remember Edison, hunched in Menlo Park, surrounded by shattered bulbs and burnt wires, smiling at the glow of the filament that refused to die. That glow is more than light. It is hope. It is perseverance. It is the whisper that says, keep going. You are closer than you think. And that, dear listener, is the first lesson of life. Success is built on a silent, relentless persistence that refuses to quit. Key life lessons recap. Failure is a teacher, not a punishment. Small, consistent efforts compound into extraordinary results. Persistence matters more than innate talent. Patience and resilience are the hidden forces behind achievement. The journey is as important as the destination. Chapter 2: Self-Belief. The unstoppable rise of Oprah Winfrey. Imagine a small, cramped house in rural Mississippi. Late at night, the wind whistles through broken windows, and the flickering light of a single lamp illuminates a young girl's determined face. This girl is Oprah Winfrey. She is listening to the distant sounds of a world that seems too big, too harsh, and too overwhelming. Yet, in the depths of her heart, a quiet voice whispers, I will rise. I will belong. I will make my life matter. Oprah's journey is not just about fame, wealth, or awards. It is about the extraordinary power of self-belief, the unwavering trust in oneself even when the world doubts you, criticizes you, or tries to push you down. A childhood of struggles. Oprah was born into poverty. She faced abuse, humiliation, and rejection at a young age. Many would have folded under such weight, letting despair define their story. But Oprah refused. Life lesson 1. Belief in yourself can survive even the harshest storms. Even when teachers doubted her, neighbors criticized her, and circumstances seemed impossible, she nurtured a quiet conviction that she was destined for something greater. This inner voice became her compass, guiding her through the darkness. The first steps toward greatness. At 14, Oprah began speaking on local radio and working in small television stations. She was nervous, unsure, and often rejected, but each rejection strengthened her. She learned to trust her instincts, to embrace her voice, and to refuse to diminish her uniqueness. Life lesson 2. Your self-belief grows stronger through challenges and rejection. Oprah's story reminds us that talent alone is never enough. What separates extraordinary people from ordinary ones is the courage to keep going when no one else believes in you. Turning self-belief into action. Believing in oneself is only powerful when it is paired with action. Oprah's self-belief pushed her to take risks, leaving secure jobs, embracing opportunities in media, and even creating her own production company. Each leap of faith was fueled by her unwavering trust in her own abilities. Life lesson 3. Self-belief is not passive. It demands bold action. Without action, belief is just imagination. But when belief drives effort, it transforms dreams into reality. Overcoming doubt and criticism. As Oprah rose, the world scrutinized her. Critics questioned her methods, appearance, and every decision she made. But she learned a vital truth. The only opinion that truly matters is your own. She once said, "You become what you believe." You are where you are today in your life based on everything you have believed. Life lesson 4. Protect your belief in yourself from the noise of the world. External voices will always try to undermine confidence. Friends, strangers, and even loved ones may doubt you. True self-belief remains steadfast, rooted in personal truth and clarity of purpose. The perspective. Think about your own life. How often have you abandoned an idea or a goal because someone else said it was impossible? How often have you let self-doubt whisper louder than your inner voice? Oprah teaches us that self-belief is a lifelong companion, a force that propels you forward when obstacles appear insurmountable. Belief in oneself is not arrogance. It is not stubbornness. It is a quiet, unshakable faith in your potential and value, even when the path ahead is uncertain. The power of influence through belief. Oprah's self-belief did more than elevate her. It inspired millions. By trusting herself, she gave others permission to trust themselves. She built schools, empowered women, and transformed media. Her life demonstrates a profound truth. When you believe in yourself, you become a beacon of possibility for others. Practical steps to cultivate self-belief. 1. Acknowledge your uniqueness. Accept your strengths, weaknesses, and quirks as part of your value. 2. Challenge limiting beliefs. Question the stories that tell you you can't or you're not enough. 3. Take consistent action. Confidence grows through doing, not just thinking. 4. Surround yourself with positivity. Choose mentors, friends, and environments that reinforce your potential. 5. Reflect on past wins. Remind yourself of times you succeeded against the odds. This fuels further belief. Picture young Oprah in that dim Mississippi house, her dreams fragile but burning brightly. Imagine her facing the world's judgment, the rejections, and the hardships. And yet, she rose. Not because life was easy, but because she believed in herself when no one else did. That is a lesson for all of us. Trust your inner voice, act with courage, and let self-belief guide your journey. Chapter 2 Key Life Lessons. Believe in yourself, even in the face of doubt. Self-belief grows stronger through challenges and rejection. Belief must drive bold action. Protect your confidence from external noise. Your belief can inspire and uplift others. Chapter 3. Embrace change, the visionary journey of Steve Jobs. Picture a garage in Los Altos, California, in the mid-1970s. The smell of solder, plastic, and fresh electronics fills the air. 2 young men are hunched over a wooden workbench, assembling the first Apple computer. One of them is Steve Jobs, a young visionary with fire in his eyes and a restless mind that refused to settle. Steve Jobs' story is not just about technology. It is about embracing change, risking comfort, and turning uncertainty into opportunity. It teaches us that life rewards those who welcome transformation instead of resisting it. The power of embracing change. Steve Jobs often said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. To innovate, to lead, and to truly grow, one must embrace change at every step." Jobs' career was filled with twists and turns. He co-founded Apple in a garage, achieved early success, and then faced one of the most humbling moments of his life, being fired from the very company he created. Life Lesson 1. Change is not the enemy. It is the gateway to growth. Most of us fear change because it feels like loss. But Jobs taught us that change should be a teacher, an opportunity to reinvent ourselves, and a chance to uncover hidden potential. Falling and rising. Being ousted from Apple could have ended Jobs' career. Many would have surrendered to disappointment or bitterness. But he embraced a change. He founded Next, acquired Pixar, and eventually returned to Apple, transforming it into one of the most valuable companies in the world. Life Lesson 2. Setbacks are disguised opportunities. Jobs' journey reminds us that sometimes what seems like failure is actually a redirection towards something greater. Change challenges us to adapt, innovate, and discover strengths we never knew we had, seeing the future before it arrives. One of Jobs' greatest talents was his ability to anticipate the future, to see possibilities before others could. The iPhone, iPad, and iPod were not just products. They were revolutions that changed the way the world communicates, works, and entertains itself. Life Lesson 3. Embrace change to stay ahead of the curve. Growth requires openness to new ideas, technologies, and perspectives. Jobs constantly asked himself, What could the future look like, and how can I make it real? His willingness to pivot, experiment, and think differently created innovations that still shape our lives today. The courage to break comfort. Jobs never settled for mediocrity. He challenged conventions, questioned norms, and embraced discomfort, whether it was firing himself from Apple or pushing his team beyond perceived limits. He understood a truth most avoid. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Life lesson 4. Step out of your comfort zone to unlock your potential. Change is rarely comfortable. It demands courage, curiosity, and the willingness to risk failure. But as Jobs' life shows, the rewards for embracing change far outweigh the temporary discomfort. Think about your own life. How often do you cling to the familiar, resisting change because it feels safe? How often do you avoid risks that could propel you toward growth? Jobs teaches us that transformation begins when we release the past and embrace uncertainty with confidence. Change is not just external, it is also internal. It requires letting go of old habits, outdated beliefs, and limiting thoughts. Only then can you create something new, powerful, and truly meaningful. Practical steps to embrace change. 1. See change as opportunity. Reframe challenges as invitations to grow. 2. Take calculated risks. Step into uncertainty with preparation and courage. 3. Learn continuously. Adapt by seeking knowledge, experimenting, and observing. 4. Detach from fear of failure. Understand that mistakes are stepping stones, not dead ends. 5. Stay curious and visionary. Ask yourself, what could be possible if I embrace this change? Imagine Steve Jobs in that small garage, soldering wires and dreaming of a future no one could see. Picture him, years later, returning to Apple with a vision so bold it seemed impossible. He transformed industries, inspired millions, and left a legacy that continues to guide innovators today. The lesson is simple yet profound. Life rewards those who embrace change, adapt with courage, and transform uncertainty into opportunity. Chapter 3 Key Life Lessons Recap. Change is a gateway to growth, not a threat. Setbacks are opportunities in disguise. Anticipate the future by staying open to new ideas. Step out of your comfort zone to unlock potential. Continuous adaptation and curiosity drive lasting success. Chapter 4 Discipline and Focus. The Relentless Journey of Serena Williams. Picture a young girl on a worn-out tennis court in Compton, California. The sun blazes overhead, sweat drips down her face, and her hands are raw from gripping the racket for hours. This is Serena Williams. Her world was not one of privilege or ease. Yet in the midst of hardship, a fire burned inside her, a fire fueled by discipline, focus, and an unshakable will to succeed. Serena's story is not just about tennis. It is about the power of dedication, practice, and laser-sharp focus, and how these traits can shape every aspect of life. The early struggles. Serena and her sister Venus grew up in a neighborhood rife with challenges, poverty, crime, and limited opportunities. Many would have seen these circumstances as limitations. But their father, Richard Williams, instilled in them a strict regimen and a vision. Talent alone would not create champions. Discipline would. Life Lesson 1. Talent without discipline is wasted potential. From dawn until dusk, Serena trained relentlessly. Rain or shine, her routine was unwavering. Each swing, each serve, each footwork drill was a deliberate step toward mastery. Mastery through repetition. Serena's rise to greatness was not instantaneous. It required thousands of hours of repetition, sacrifice, and relentless attention to detail. Every mistake on the court was a lesson. Every loss fueled a desire to improve. Life Lesson 2. Mastery is built one disciplined action at a time. Greatness is rarely a sudden spark. It is a product of consistent, focused effort, day after day, even when motivation fades. Serena's journey teaches us that true focus comes from cultivating habits that endure beyond fleeting inspiration. Focus amid distractions. Serena faced obstacles beyond physical training. She encountered critics, societal pressures, injuries, and personal challenges. Yet, her focus never wavered. She learned to tune out the noise and channel energy toward what mattered most. Her goals. Life Lesson 3. Focus requires tuning out distractions and concentrating on what truly matters. In a world overflowing with distractions, social media, opinions, external pressures, Serena's story reminds us that clarity of purpose is forged in the ability to focus on our vision. The mindset of champions. Discipline and focus are not merely physical, they are mental. Serena developed a mindset that combined resilience, patience, and an unyielding commitment to excellence. She visualized victory, prepared meticulously, and approached each match with unwavering confidence. Life lesson 4. Mental discipline is as critical as physical effort. Your mind is the engine of your performance. The ability to control thoughts, maintain composure under pressure, and remain committed to your path is what separates champions from the rest. Think about your own life. How often do distractions pull you away from your goals? How often does inconsistency sabotage your potential? Serena teaches us that discipline and focus are daily choices, not one-time efforts. They are the invisible scaffolding that supports achievement, character, and fulfillment, whether in sports, career, or personal growth. Structured effort, consistency, and relentless focus create results that talent alone cannot achieve. Practical steps to cultivate discipline and focus. 1. Create structured routines. Daily habits compound into excellence over time. 2. Set clear priorities. Focus energy on what moves you closer to your goals. 3. Embrace challenges as practice. Treat every setback as an opportunity to refine skills. 4. Minimize distractions. Protect your time and attention like precious resources. 5. Commit for the long term. Discipline is cultivated through consistency, not occasional bursts of effort. Picture Serena, exhausted after another grueling practice, yet smiling as she visualizes her next match. Her journey teaches us that success is not the result of fleeting talent or luck, but a relentless focus and disciplined action. Every victory she achieved was a testament to her unwavering dedication to her craft and her purpose. And this lesson is universal. In any endeavor, the combination of discipline and focus transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Chapter 4 Key Life Lessons Recap. Talent alone is not enough. Discipline shapes greatness. Consistency and repetition build mastery. Focus requires ignoring distractions and prioritizing what matters. Mental discipline is as crucial as physical effort. Daily dedication compounds into extraordinary results. Chapter 5 Impact and Legacy. The Enduring Wisdom of Nelson Mandela. Picture a cold prison cell on Robben Island, South Africa. The walls are gray, the floor is harsh, and the world outside seems impossibly distant. Inside sits a man, calm, composed, and unbroken. This is Nelson Mandela. For 27 years, he was imprisoned, stripped of freedom. Yet he carried something far more powerful than chains could hold, a vision of justice, reconciliation, and enduring legacy. Mandela's life teaches us a lesson that surpasses personal success. It is a lesson of impact and legacy, the art of living in a way that leaves the world better than you found it, the power of purpose. Mandela's journey was defined by purpose. He did not seek power for himself. He sought freedom and equality for his people. His every choice, every sacrifice, was guided by a clear vision, a democratic South Africa where justice and dignity prevailed. Life Lesson 1. True impact begins with purpose. Without a guiding purpose, efforts scatter and achievements feel hollow. Mandela shows us that clarity of purpose transforms ordinary actions into meaningful contributions that resonate beyond a lifetime. Forgiveness as strength. After decades of imprisonment, Mandela had every reason to harbor bitterness and resentment. Instead, he chose forgiveness. Upon becoming South Africa's first black president, he worked tirelessly to unite a nation, turning personal suffering into collective healing. Life Lesson 2. Forgiveness amplifies impact and strengthens legacy. Holding grudges may provide temporary satisfaction, but forgiveness frees energy, fosters unity, and empowers leadership that transcends the individual. Mandela understood that legacy is built not by retaliation, but by lifting others. Resilience in the face of adversity. Mandela's path was neither short nor easy. He faced repeated failures, harsh imprisonment, and systemic injustice. Yet, he remained resilient, nurturing hope even when hope seemed impossible. Life Lesson 3. Enduring impact requires resilience through adversity. Challenges are inevitable. What defines us is not the obstacle itself, but the commitment to remain steadfast despite difficulties. Mandela's life shows that resilience is the foundation of a lasting legacy, empowering others. Mandela's legacy was magnified because he empowered those around him. He inspired leaders, nurtured communities, and instilled a vision that others could carry forward. True influence is never solitary. It is multiplied to the growth of others. Life lesson 4. Impact grows when you lift others alongside yourself. The mark of a great life is not merely personal success, but the ability to create ripple effects of positive change that endure long after one's own journey ends. Consider your own life. Are your actions guided by purpose, resilience, and a desire to empower others? Mandela teaches us that success without impact is fleeting. True fulfillment comes from leaving the world better than we found it, through our choices, our compassion, and our unwavering dedication to what is just and meaningful. Legacy is not about monuments, money, or recognition. It is about the values you instill, the lives you touch, and the inspiration you leave behind. Practical steps to build impact and legacy. 1. Define your purpose. Understand what matters most to you and let it guide your actions. 2. Lead by example. Your behavior and decisions shape the culture and values of those around you. 3. Practice forgiveness. Release resentment to focus energy on constructive action. 4. Cultivate resilience. Stay committed through hardships, knowing that perseverance magnifies your impact. 5. Empower others. Share knowledge, opportunities, and encouragement to multiply your influence. Imagine Mandela walking free after 27 years of imprisonment, stepping into a nation on the brink of chaos, yet carrying a vision of reconciliation, dignity, and hope. Every choice he made, every act of courage and compassion, rippled across generations. His legacy is a reminder that the true measure of life is not what you achieve alone, but the difference you make in the lives of others. Chapter 5 Key Life Lessons Recap. True impact begins with purpose. Forgiveness strengthens legacy and leadership. Resilience is essential to lasting influence. Empowering others multiplies your impact. Legacy is defined by values, actions, and inspiration, not material wealth. As we reach the end of this journey, pause for a moment and reflect. We walked alongside visionaries, champions, and leaders: Thomas Edison, Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, Serena Williams, and Nelson Mandela. Each of them faced challenges, doubts, and obstacles that could have stopped them. Yet, they persevered, believed in themselves, embraced change, stayed disciplined, and created a lasting legacy. The lessons are clear. 1. Perseverance turns failure into stepping stones. Like Edison, every setback is an invitation to keep moving forward. 2. Self-belief unlocks untapped potential. As Oprah showed us, trust in yourself can transform your reality. 3. Embrace change as a gateway to growth. Steve Jobs reminds us that innovation and progress require openness and courage. 4. Discipline and focus build mastery. Serena Williams teaches us that consistent effort shapes extraordinary results. 5. Impact and legacy define a meaningful life. Nelson Mandela showed us that purpose, forgiveness, resilience, and empowering others create a life that truly matters. These are not lessons to hear once and forget. They are principles to live by. Practice daily and apply courageously. Life will challenge you, doubt you, and sometimes try to stop you. But if you take these lessons to heart, your path becomes clearer, your actions more intentional, and your journey far more rewarding. Remember, every small choice, every deliberate action, and every step taken with purpose compounds over time into a life of greatness and fulfillment. So, rise with determination, believe in yourself, embrace change, focus on your craft, and live in a way that leaves a lasting mark on the world. Your life is yours to shape, and these lessons are the tools to forge it wisely. Let these 5 lessons guide you, not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. The journey is yours. Make it extraordinary. If these 5 life lessons resonated with you, imagine how much more wisdom awaits on this channel. By subscribing, you join a community of thinkers, dreamers, and doers. People who want to learn, grow, and transform their lives every single day. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. so you never miss a story that inspires, teaches, and empowers you to become the best version of yourself.